Well, this really is quite uplifting. There is so much to raise the mood all around us. After all, this is when, in the face of anything, hope springs eternal, and the fans puff out their chests proudly. Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game. Everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Well, we're on the way. And when these two meet, generally speaking, sparks fly. David Villa, Jim, a little gem amongst strikers.
Yeah, and I think there are probably two things that set him apart, Peter. First, the ability to mould himself into any formation the team wants, often ploughing a lonely furrow up front. And second, having such a hugely impressive goal-scoring record, despite often being burdened with having to take free kicks and corners.
Put it all together, and you've got one of the finest strikers of his generation.
Exactly.
And a shot! And he's stuck it away! Well, there is a look that says it all. A piercing stare.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
There's the shot! A wonderful effort all by himself.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
Now it's Villa, and here's Mbappe.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
And here's Dani Olmo. He's in a good position, and he shoots! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Messi gets into a good position. Griezmann going face-to-face with his great rival. And that is expertly dealt with. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Madrid clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
That has been slung wide. And here's Dani Olmo. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. And here's Griezmann. Threads one in. Here comes the header! Didn't quite get enough on that.
That's good play. Plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
Spread to the right.
That will annoy the manager. They're making themselves too predictable here.
Nicked it back promptly. Pedri. Camavinga gets a foot in here. And it's Valverde. Oh, good spread. Messi! Wonderful save by Vitor Bayer. And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Oh, he's really looking like he's on the very top of his game here.
And we have our very first corner. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. He's having a pop! Oh, it's hit the post! We've got a goal! The angle was unkind, but he has hit the spot.
Peter, you have to have a certain imagination to produce the incredible, and that was incredible.
They have what they wanted, the first breakthrough.
Well, that's changed the mood entirely, as you'd expect, Peter. It'll be fascinating now to see what kind of reaction it will cause.
Messi providing an outlet on that flank. There's the shot! Oh, he's hit the bar! Oh, nice. Just not quite.
Well, that was certainly bold, Peter. He's never short on confidence.
Pedri. Griezmann. Passing is crisp and sharp. And it's Alaba. Guardiola is the team's great visionary. Looking tidy in possession here. Chance! He's done very well to get to that.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Now the delivery. He's rising! No, just not quite.
Yeah, he may have snatched it down a bit, even though it was quite close.
Done delicately. That is good alertness.
Madrid truly have no need to panic. They can reassess at half-time.
Decent chance! And he makes no mistake. And that for him is goal number 10. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
We're looking at a different... And a chance! And for sure, that was not one of his best. Great vision. Guardiola. And it's Pedri. Knocks it into space. Foot in. It's a searching pass. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Well, that has not gone well. That's it, 45 minutes up. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. So we reach the halfway point.
Well, I think keeping our neutral hats on, Peter, this is more than a decent game of football where we've seen plenty of creativity. Both sides really ought to be looking to up the urgency, though.
Well, it has been confrontational, combative, competitive, everything you'd expect from Derby Day. Well, it's been a tight game, but one that's packed with incident and talking points. A decent watch this, and it's 1-1 at half-time. And that's the second half started. Can he get on the end of this? Now it's Raul. Now it's Villa. Tries one from range! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Villa actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
This their second corner of the game. Great chance! Marvellous goal!
Oh, he's quite the pro. The speed and sharpness in his game gives him an advantageous edge, and he applies it with lethal effect. He's class, real class.
What a delicious finish. That is immaculate.
Speed of thought, speed of action. That's another really clever finish.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here? Can he finish? And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Corner number 2 then. David Villa! And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Villa. Tries to play it through. Dani Olmo. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. He's shifting through the gears here. Dani Olmo. Ambitious ball here. And no, that was never going to make it. Messi has it out wide and in space. Valverde. Oh, good climb! Guardiola gets it away. Knocks it out wide. Looking to play him in. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Brilliantly cut out. He saw the danger and he went crashing in.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the...
Can he finish? Oh, that was no routine save.
Mbappe clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Madrid have their third corner. Big chance! And he's found the net! Again, we are level. What a contest!
Oh, what a fabulous game this is. It just keeps getting better and better.
You give him an inch and he'll take a mile. Such immaculate precision.
The keeper might have been a little unsighted. He seemed awfully late in reacting to that.
Quite a game this, all square again.
Well, this is to be expected, Peter. When you've got two strong teams of fairly equal standing, the outcome should all come down to finishing.
And it's Olmo. Danny Olmo has it in a wide position. Mbappe! Hits off target and by quite a way.
Look, we've all been there. Not that it'll make him feel much better at the moment.
Oh, that pass isn't the best.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Well, that's beautifully weighted. Pedri. There's the delivery. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, the ball's run loose here. That's gone for a throw-in. Who saw this coming? Madrid have come back from the very brink. Looking for options for movement. Chips it through.
Madrid clearly are pushing for the win here, Peter. It's making for a very frantic end to this game.
Danny Olmo. That is a great pick out. And the finish! And he has his goal. They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! And that was as close to certain as can be.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when it's all going on around you isn't always that easy, but he made it look like a doddle. Finishing it off was quite simple after that.
So changes afoot here and from both sides.
Well, the manager must have thought to himself, we're just narrowly ahead, so it's best to withdraw anybody showing signs of fatigue.
Madrid with the lead.
I think what we've just seen is further evidence of their resilience and fantastic...
Real chance! It's a goal! 2 up and in charge, and things are looking pretty good for them now. A momentary lapse mercilessly exploited. They were absolutely lethal.
The danger was always there, Peter. We all knew they'd be pouncing on any slip or any sort of indecision. They need to sharpen up or it's going to happen again.
Madrid now in a position far more desirable.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And he was quick to react. Tries to pass it through. Howson calmly anticipates. That's a shade optimistic. Mbappe played out towards the right wing. Messi. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Lovely pass, but can he get there? And this is Raul. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, that tackle was immense, and so was the relief. The great escape.
And it's Alaba. Griezmann. Bayer gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted. Pedri. Now it's Mbappe. Now it's Raul. Now it's Vinicius Junior. Oh, he's having a go! Oh, the ball's come loose here. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And that will be the final act. Perfect result, perfect outcome. A test passed with flying colours. How would you summarise what we've seen today then, Jim?
Madrid can be really happy with this. I saw it as one of these defining games for them, and they showed real character to get the job done. A big statement.